Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here or you have been here before but haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Along with hitting that thumbs up button for me, and turn on a notification bell so you know when these videos get dropped. They go live. It'd be wonderful if you guys get on it right away. It'd be great for me personally to grow this channel. And if you subscribe, we're trying to get to over 6,000 subscribers as fast as we can. We were able to really grow quickly last year, so let's continue that momentum. I really appreciate all your support. And most importantly for me personally is the comments. I love hearing what you guys think about anything, what I say, or just any thoughts that you guys have on your own. Please share them. Please share them with me. Much appreciated. All right, well, this is the 2022 NBA Mega Mock Draft video. And we started this last season for the 2021 draft, where we took several different mocks and combined them together to create an aggregate ranking of the players. It's really interesting, and it's based on a principle called wisdom of the crowd, of which my son is going to explain it. This is a replay of last year when he explained it. He's too busy right now graduating from college. Very proud of him. So he couldn't be here to do this part of it. Either way, it's great. So check it out.
This is Dylan. I'm very excited to be here. I am the statistical consultant for Into the Knicks-Verse, as well as George's son. I'm studying math and economics, and I'm here to tell you about a statistical phenomena called the wisdom of the crowd. So I mentioned this to my dad, and he thought it would be a great way to do a draft video. So what this is it's the idea that large groups of people are much smarter than any individual could be on average. And this was first studied at a state fair, or first observed, where there was a giveaway for a very large prized cow. People all stood around and they guessed the weight, and whoever got the closest would go home with it. And no one was very close, but the average was remarkably accurate. This can be seen in many other examples, such as games where you guess the amount of jelly beans in a jar. Some people overshoot and guess in the thousands. Some people undershoot and guess in the hundreds, but the average gets closer and closer to the correct answer as the pool of who you ask grows. So we'll be using that logic by finding multiple mock drafts and looking at how players slot in on average. What's their range between all of them? And perhaps this will give us even more accurate draft than any of the individuals. Go Knicks.
All right, so there you see. He explained it very well. I think it's a fun principle. And what's cool about it is that you're going to see how some players, somebody mocks them at like 24 and somebody else mocks that same player at like 8. It's pretty wild, the variance. Now, last year, the average player movement 4.5 in the top 30. That's a lot of movement. There was a lot of movement. Like guys like Zaire Williams shot up 10 spots. Primo wasn't even on the mocks. Who else? Giddey shot up like 6 slots. So it just shows that kind of volatility is there. However, in the top 15 of it, the top half, players only moved 2.64 slots up and down. So it just shows that the bottom half of the draft is where there's most activity in terms of trying to guesstimate which player is going to go where. And needs change. People make trades. The Knicks traded down. All kinds of things happen. So here you go. Let's jump right into the Mega Mock Draft. As you can see, there's 8 different drafts that I've included in here. Bleacher Report, The Ringer, The Athletic, SBNation, CBS Sports, NBADraft.net, ESPN Plus, and Yahoo Sports. All right, so right here, you can see, this is where we're at here. Orlando picks first. Bleacher Report has Jabari Smith. The Ringer has Chet Holmgren. Athletic has Jabari Smith. SBNation has Paolo Banchero. CBS Sports has Chet Holmgren. NBA Draft has Jabari Smith. ESPN Plus has Jabari Smith. And Yahoo Sports has Jabari Smith. So Jabari Smith looks like, just by looking at this, eyeballing it, he looks like he's the consensus number 1. However, Jabari Smith drops to 3 in this poll right here, in this mock draft, where Chet Holmgren never goes as low as 2. So when we get to the aggregate part, just keep that in mind. Here you can see that I've color-coded some players. You can see how they move up and down. So you can see Keegan Murray kind of stays in the top 6 pretty comfortably. You can see it right there. But Johnny Davis can go as low as 14 over here. Here's 14. Here's 12 over here. It's 10 right there. So you can see SBNation has him at 10 as well, 8. So he moves around. Jalen Duren, similar. That's what the color coding is for that. And when you go to the bottom part, I didn't color code these guys because they move around a lot. So just to run it down quickly, Bleacher Report has Jabari Smith 1, Chet 2, Paolo 3, Jaden Ivey 4, Shaedon Sharpe 5, Keegan Murray 6, AJ Griffin 7, Benedict Mathurin 8, Jalen Duren 9, Johnny Davis 10, Dyson Daniels 11, Jeremy Sochan 12, Mark Williams 13. You can see Mark Williams, I mean, everyone has him going to Charlotte. Everybody except for that guy. So odds are that might be correct. Malachi Barnum, Ty Washington going to Charlotte 15 here in this one. But over here, Ty is going to Brooklyn from the Ringer, 23rd pick. Over here, the Athletic, Ty is going to Houston, 17th pick. So you can see how players really move up and down. That's the value, the true value of the aggregate mega mock draft approach. Now, Terquavion Smith, he pulled out of the draft, so this will have to be updated by the Bleacher Report guys. All right, let's pull out so you guys can see where we're at here. All right, so basically, here we go. There is a fairly there's a fairly good consensus of who the top 8 players are going to be. So let's go to that right now. I mean, you guys should definitely check out all of these drafts themselves. You probably already have. If you're watching this, you're probably curious about the drafts, so you can see what I'm talking about here. Now, let's go to the aggregate rankings. Now, to explain how I did this. If you were picked first on any mock draft, you got 1 point. If you were picked 30th, you got 30 points. So obviously, the players with the lowest amount of total points are the highest on the draft board. So here, Jabari Smith and Chet Holmgren, only 1 point separates them. So really, it's a coin flip. It might be Chet that goes first. It might be Jabari that goes first. But right now, we have Jabari by a nose hair. So Paolo Banchero, he's got 21 total points. He's slotted to go third. Jaden Ivey, 36 points, slotted to go fourth. Keegan Murray and Shaedon Sharpe are very close, 43 and 45. So this, I mean, Shaedon Sharpe could go fifth, and Keegan Murray drops to sixth. Either way, we can be pretty comfortable, feel really comfortable that one of these two players is going to go in the fifth hole. Now, AJ Griffin and Benedict Mathurin, 65 total points, 68. Oh, so this number here, this is the highest ranking for AJ Griffin was a 5 on a mock draft, and the lowest was a 12. So I give you guys the range right here. And like I said, I will post this so you guys can download it and check it out yourselves. So here, the Knicks picking 11th. Right now, Duren's gone. Johnny Davis is gone. Benedict Mathurin's gone. AJ Griffin's gone. Shaedon Sharpe is gone. All those guys are all gone. However, Dyson Daniels is here. And look at the ranking numbers, 97 to 99. So this is a basically can go either way. So I think though, if this is the situation we're facing right here, the Knicks will pick Dyson Daniels with the 11th pick. They won't pick Jeremy. Now Charlotte will take Mark Williams with the 13th pick if he's available. Ochai Agbaji, that's Cleveland. He'll take that pick. Who takes 15th? I forgot already. Oh, Charlotte again. Charlotte, Atlanta, Houston. Okay, Charlotte, Atlanta, Houston. So Charlotte, Terry Eason. Atlanta takes Malachi Barnum. Houston, Ousmane Dieng. Now, I'm not saying this is who's going to take it. This is what the wisdom of the crowd is telling us. This is the range that these players are going to go in. Ousmane Dieng could go as high as 12. It could go as low as 25th. So, and last year, like I said, pointed out before, the total volatility of the top 15 was only about 2.6 positions on the draft board. But in total, all 30, it was 4.5. So there's a lot more volatility in the bottom 15. Just had to repeat that again. Walker Kessler is slotted to go 22nd. Blake Wesley, 21st. Nikola Jovic 19, and Marjan Beauchamp 20th. Now, but these two, you can see 181 points, 182, 175, even that's pretty close. Even 190, it's not too far away. Where do we finally get some separation? It's not until after the 26th pick. And that, I can say, I'm pretty comfortable, is fairly accurate. Fairly accurate. But one guy to look out for is Jalen Williams. This guy has been climbing the boards, and he's been having a lot. I mean, he had a great result at the combine. He's probably going to go up this board. If we do another mega mock draft, he'll go up. Christian Braun, I can't remember. He's slotted to go 30th. He got the 30th. But these are other guys to keep an eye on. They showed up on certain mock drafts, and as you can see, if you get a dash, they did not make it on a mock draft, so they were awarded 31 points. So each player that didn't make a mock draft but did make some, the ones that it didn't make would get 31 points. So Caleb Houston, he brings up the rear with 246 points. Trevor Keels, 243. Now, depending on, the private workouts, these guys could sneak up into the first round. But there you have it. This is the aggregate top 30 mega mock draft. Just check it out. Kendall Brown is slated to go 24th. Jaden Hardy, 25. I can see Jaden Hardy rising. Kennedy Chandler's at 23. I could see, it's hard to tell. I'm at 20 or 27th. It's hard to tell where he's going to go. His size is an issue. But, wish him all the best, obviously. So there you go. Now, I also am going to include my own mock draft that does actually include the learning that I received from studying all the other drafts themselves, all the other mock drafts. All right, so now we're going to look at the Knicks-Verse 2022 mock draft. Now, I took into account what the Mega Mock showed us, and this is where I am landing. I think Orlando, at the end of the day, is just not going to be able to pass up on a transformative talent at the center position, Chet Holmgren. He will make, if he turns out to be the player that I believe he can be, or even if he comes within 80% of it, he will make life so much better and easier for all the other players on the Magic roster. Now, I know they have centers, but this guy can play. He can slide in at the 3, he can slide in, maybe not the 3, but slide in at the 4, slide in at the 5 for sure. He can guard multiple positions. He can play make. Just too much there to pass up on with the number 1 pick. Jabari Smith, number 2 to OKC. I flirted for a minute with Paolo going, but I still think at the end of the day, Jabari is the safest choice not the safest choice, let's put it that way. Actually, the safer choice probably would have been Paolo. But I think they're going to opt for the player who has the slightly higher ceiling. That's what I'm thinking right there. Houston, no way they're going to pass it. They're going to be dancing out in the streets there in Texas and Houston when they get Paolo Banchero. He's perfect for them. He's a playmaker. He has a very high floor. Maybe his ceiling is not as high as the other two guys, but he is going to be a solid NBA player for that team for years to come. Now at number 4, Jaden Ivey. I just can't see Sacramento opting for any other option here. I kind of thought about for a second maybe Keegan Murray because his stats just are phenomenal. He's the guy that but I just don't see the Sacramento Kings being able to pass up on basically probably the most athletic player in the draft, which is Jaden Ivey. Then Detroit, Keegan Murray. He is the consensus number 5 pick, and I concur with that. Cannot see the Detroit Pistons. Can you imagine Cade Cunningham running the floor with Keegan Murray? Be a fantastic combination right there. 6'8", 26.5 points per game last year. Almost 10 rebounds and 2.2 blocks per game. Then at number 6, this is where my first surprise comes. I think the Indiana Pacers are going to take Dyson Daniels. It looks like, from what we're hearing, he's rising up the mock draft boards, and it's because his workouts showed that his offensive game is a lot further along than we had seen in the first part of the G League. So it looks like the numbers he was starting to put up in the last, the 10 games or so of the G League, the Ignite, is truer to what he is truer to what he's going to end up being. So Indiana Pacers, They love guys who can defend 3 different positions, switchable. He could be an interesting combination with Halliburton and Duarte and Daniels. What a tremendous 3 out on the perimeter for them to switch. And he's a playmaker. He's also a playmaker, so you can take that burden off of Halliburton for a while sometimes. Now, number 7, there's no way Portland passes up on Shaedon Sharpe at this right here. I just don't see it. It just would be ridiculous for him to pass up on him, even though he could have gone 4 if he had worked out, if he had played in the combine. One of the reasons he's down at 7 is not because of his projected talent, but it's because he didn't really play in any games, any competition. He hasn't played in over a year and a half. So everyone's just going on workouts and what he's done in the past. But I just don't see a talent like this slipping past Portland Trailblazers at number 7. And a similar thinking here. New Orleans, Benedict Mathurin, going number 8 to the New Orleans Pelicans. He is, I could see him being an excellent addition, especially when Zion comes back. He could really help Zion's life be a lot easier, and vice versa. He would benefit tremendously. Then, number 9, Jalen Duren going to the San Antonio Spurs. This one seems like a no-brainer to me. They could use that type of length and his ability to score. And he's only, the guy is under 19 years old. He's got tremendous upside. Does he have some weaknesses to his game? Of course he does. But I think this is the kind of pick that the San Antonio Spurs would make with number 9. And number 10, similar thinking here. Jeremy Sochan. He is, he apparently had some great workouts. He's had some great team meetings. He's shooting up the draft board, and the Washington Wizards could really use someone like him on their team. There he is, number 10. Which leaves, for the New York Knicks, at number 11, A.J. Griffin. Now, I gave heavy consideration to Tari Eason, and I even looked at Johnny Davis and Malachi. I did not think about Mark Williams. I don't think the Knicks should spend their 11th pick on a center. I think we can find somebody. We can find somebody to fill that role if we lose. I hope not. If we lose Mitch Robinson. Plus, we already have Sims, and we still have Nerlens on the payroll, so I don't see them wasting a pick on a center. And A.J. Griffin, possibly, actually, it's pretty much accepted that he is probably the best perimeter shooter in the entire draft. And his workouts, his workouts look fantastic. He looked great. He worked out the same day at the CAA Pro Day with Jaden Ivey. They both looked pretty spectacular. And AJ, you got to remember, 2 years ago, AJ had tremendous athleticism. He suffered 2 injuries. It took a little bit out of him. And sometimes it takes a while to get back to that. So either you believe that he could recapture that, as he works through his injuries, or he is what he is now. And what he is now is a tremendous perimeter shooter, and he can get down low and bang down low defensively. I like this pick for the Knicks at 11. Now, if they went for Tari Eason, I'd be happy with that as well. I just think we need this type of perimeter potency right here that A.J. Griffin can give us. Now, OKC, that being said, OKC is going to snatch Tari Eason in a nanosecond. They're not even going to think about it. Charlotte desperately needs a center. Mark Williams is basically, he's the best center left on the board. Excellent, tremendous length. I think he's like a 9-foot wingspan or something insane like that. So he would be a solid pick there. The guy who drops in this draft is Johnny Davis. Yeah. Johnny Davis, I think the more you look under the Johnny Davis hood, the more you see some concerning issues with him as a pro player. But however, he's very solid. He has a great makeup. I love his attitude. Even if the Knicks drafted him at 11, I'd be happy with it. But there are other options for us. But Cleveland will snatch him in a second. And then Charlotte, to pair with Mark Williams, they'll take Malachi Barnum. Excellent perimeter player. He could bring something really nice to that team he could be a really good complement to that squad. I could see him with LaMelo, oh, it'd be excellent. Atlanta, Ousmane Dieng. They like players like him. He is trending in the positive direction. He's a nice pickup for them there at 16. Houston, number 17, Ochai Agbaji. Yes, solid 4 years at Kansas, just won the NCAA tournament. Outstanding three-point shooter, a volume three-point shooter. Limited in terms of, his handle and stuff, but he is also a good defender. I think that would be a nice solid pickup to complement the players that they already have there. Now, Chicago, Walker Kessler. I picked this for them mostly based upon what others have been suggesting. They're saying they could use a center. He actually has some nice skills. I like Walker Kessler a lot. Yes, he's limited, of course he is, but 7'1", that's tremendous. 7'1", and he, the guy. Let's see, per 36 minutes, averaged 6.4 blocks per game. That's outstanding rim protection. Now, Minnesota, Ty Washington. There we go. In case something happens with D'Angelo Russell, I could see them picking up who is the top, legitimate point guard that's left on the board. Then, for the final 10, we're going to go through them quickly. It's San Antonio take Jaden Hardy. Denver will snatch Jalen Williams. Now, Jalen Williams is somebody who could easily be taken by Chicago at 18. Even Atlanta could take him at 16. So look for that. Look for Jalen Williams to go possibly higher. I have him here at 21 now just because I don't see him dropping any further than that. Memphis, EJ Liddell. This guy, he's going to reward whichever team picks him up. And Memphis has such a great history of drafting recent history of drafting. I think they'll see that pretty clearly. Now, I got two Christians going next. Brooklyn Nets taking Christian Koloko. They're going to need his defensive rim protection. That's one thing that they desperately needed. He has great athleticism. He has excellent athleticism, 7 feet tall. And he averaged almost 4 blocks per game per 36. So I see that as an excellent pickup for them. They need that help in the center position. And Milwaukee, Christian Braun, he just seems like the perfect fit for that kind of a team to me. The final 5. San Antonio grabs Kendall Brown, who basically he's the best talent available that's left on the board, and San Antonio rarely passes up on players like that. Dallas, who knows what's going to happen with the point guard situation, the backup point guard situation. I see them needing one. Kennedy Chandler fits right there. Miami will take Blake Wesley if he's available. Golden State, Nikola Jovic, yes. And Memphis, once again, another draft pick for them. Patrick Baldwin Jr., very good player, nice player. I like him a lot too. And then for the final pick in the first round, OKC will pick up Marjan Beauchamp. Now, there are 3 other guys to keep an eye on. Ismail Kamagate, center from Europe. Tremendous talent, tremendous high upside, tremendous athleticism. He could go a lot higher. He's another one that could go high. Not high, but higher. Could go in the first round. Same with Bryce McGowens and Gene Montero from the G League. So there you go. There you have it. I hope you guys found it fascinating. I love it. I will post a PDF or a JPEG or something, a link for it if you guys want to download the whole sheet itself. I'll post the aggregate ranking, and I'll post my own mock draft as well for you guys to check out and make your own or whatever. And I hope it was really helpful. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this. Very much appreciated. Again, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up button and drop your comments. And I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.